to meet you. I'm Public Security Officer Qingyi. May I know the specific request you have for public security community service?
Shh, hold on for a sec.
Oh, is that you, Manager? My apologies. I didn't recognize you while I was in autopilot mode. What are you two?
If even androids can understand the meaning of life, then perhaps humans can too.
Finished. What a classic.
What are you watching so intently?
Endbringer 2. Have you seen it, Qingyi? I've been meaning to recommend it to you.
Hold on. Just give me a second. And done. I speed-watched the whole thing. It's about an E-800 model android protecting a little girl amidst the perilous apocalypse, supporting each other through thick and thin. They gradually become attached to one another, but in the end have no choice but to part ways. The plot's decent enough, I suppose.
Ugh, did you search for spoilers? That's not how you're supposed to watch movies, officer.
I didn't look up spoilers. I simply extracted the movie from the database for data analysis and pattern recognition.
Master, this is technical jargon of an advanced artificial consciousness. Allow me to translate for you. Yes, Qingyi essentially read spoilers.
The smart voice assistant you two are using seems to have quite the unique personality setting loaded into it. Ah, right. I happen to have a work-related matter which requires your assistance. I need to borrow some tapes to further analyze human behavior. Horror movies, to be exact. With mysterious forces at play, the more the better. It's for Public Security's community service program.
Oh? May I ask what kind of community service you're talking about?
I can tell you find the whole thing a little unusual, too. Actually, I also think this community service is somewhat dull.
So that's why you activated autopilot mode. If only I could handle tedious tasks while also catching up on some sleep.
Tedious. Ha, ha. As if the mere word tedious could encompass everything. It all began when the bigwigs at Public Security realized that no matter how many decrees they make, Internaut is still unstoppable. As a result, who else other than Officer Juyuan proposed a strategy of guiding rather than blocking? Citizens have a real need to face the hollows and can't always turn to Public Security for everything, so Internaut has naturally appeared to meet those needs. If only every Public Security officer could dedicate a set amount of time to community service, helping citizens with their actual problems. Once we establish trust between citizens and Public Security, then the plan to completely eradicate Internaut will have taken its first step.
Oh, that's a great strategy.
How commendable of Juyuan! Having such an officer serving us really brings peace of mind.
It is a good plan. However, for some reason, I sense that you two might not be completely sincere. Never mind. I suppose I'm not entirely sincere myself, mainly due to the absurd demands citizens are making. For example, testing whether their fiancé would flirt with other women behind their back. Or, I suspect there's some mysterious force at work on 6th Street. Please deal with it, officer. What's worse is my assigned partner today. Ugh, that guy. One second he's proclaiming that though community service seems a little trivial, he's determined and dedicated to taking up that task. Then, before I even finished a sip of hot water, he goes bolting off on another case somewhere else, like a gust of wind weaving through the mountains. Young people these days.
Teaming up with a public security officer to solve cases. It's just like a plot from a movie. Sounds exciting. Count me in.
I never expected the manager to be interested in such things.
I think Bro just wants to show off and strut around with a public security badge pinned on his coat.
If the manager is willing to assist, it would indeed be a great help to me. However, giving you a badge is out of the question. Nominally appointing you as an assistant public security officer, though, is a possibility.
Then you can leave the store to me for the day, bro.
Then I'll go ahead and clear up the other community service appointments first. Let's meet on the street later. No need to jump to any strange conclusions, Holly. Just tell me what's the matter.
Okay. Actually, it's about my good friend Teddy. He's been missing for several days now.
Missing? There doesn't seem to be any filed reports about a missing person in this area. Have you been to the public security office with your parents recently?
No, we haven't. Dad said since we just moved away from the old metro zone, we don't have the resources to deal with Teddy right now. But I'm really worried. I've never gone so long without seeing Teddy before.
That's terrible.
The assistant public security officer is right. A disappearance is not a trivial matter and must be handled by public security. Do you have a photo of Teddy?
Yes, I have tons. At least I did. But during our move, because we were in a hurry to catch the evacuation train, all our luggage was...
Not a problem. Now, I will ask you a few questions. You must think carefully. The more accurate your answers, the higher the chance we will find Teddy. Understand? Let's start. Height? Weight?
Teddy is exactly 20 centimeters shorter than me, so he's 101 centimeters tall. He's heavier than me, about 32 kilograms.
Can you describe the color and style of clothes Teddy was wearing when he disappeared?
A blue shark onesie.
So, Teddy must look something like this, right?
Wow, you can really draw, Miss Officer. That's Teddy. But he's been gone so many days. Do you think we can still find him?
Your case is now accepted, Citizen Holly.
Oh, thank you so much. Dad told me that the officers at public security wouldn't have time for this sort of thing.
Don't worry, Public Security Officer Qingyi will be on the case. But there's one last question I need you to answer. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
When and where did you last see Teddy?
It was at the Gravity Cinema. I wanted popcorn, so Teddy went out to buy some. I waited until the movie was over, but Teddy never came back.
Gravity Cinema? That's right next to the branch office, and yet a disappearance happened.
That does seem strange. Let's go investigate.
Good. But first, I need to escort Holly home. Let's meet later near Gravity Cinema in Lumina Square. Judging from your appearance, it seems like you found something.
Have a look. I didn't expect to have a knack for being an assistant public security officer.
Hmm? Manager, why did you pick up so much trash? Don't tell me you thought all this was evidence.
It's all useless? How could that be? I was so confident.
Completely normal for a first investigation. After all, evidence doesn't just fall from the sky, you know. Let me analyze these videos, then together with... Wait a minute. What's that in your pocket?
I picked it up earlier. It's a signed poster and seemed collectible, so I thought I'd take it home.
It has value as a collectible? Then it shouldn't have been discarded so carelessly for you to find like that. Without the manager's deep knowledge of films, I might have overlooked this detail. The handwriting is a bit smudged, but you can still make out "To Holly." If it was dropped by Teddy, it's worth further investigation. Let me scan it. Look, there's residue of a strong reaction from highly active etheric matter. Quite a significant amount, too. An item outside a hollow contaminated with such a high concentration of etheric residue. This actually makes our search easier. I've also made some progress. I discovered a suspicious vehicle that was parked here when Teddy disappeared. If it's related to the disappearance, then the vehicle might also be contaminated with etheric residue. Let's go and check it out. Very good, Assistant Public Security Officer. We quickly tracked down the suspicious vehicle. As I suspected, there's residue of a strong reaction from highly active etheric matter on the rear wheels.
Oh, then are we ready to go arrest the suspect now?
Huh? No, that's not how this works. Criminal investigation requires concrete evidence. We need to keep calm, Assistant Officer. Etheric residue is indeed suspicious, but this is new Eridu after all. There are various causes for contamination with etheric residue. We can't quite deem it something particularly strange at this stage. No worries. I'll handle surveillance of the car. I don't need to sleep anyway.
Is it really okay to work continuously like this? Even if it's you, Qingyi, don't overdo it.
Zhu always expresses the same. It's just unnecessary concern. Everyone is acting like this. Zhu, Holly, and now even the manager. Humans are indeed an interesting species, projecting so much emotion onto things that are not even alive. Though helping citizens is part of a public security officer's duties, Teddy is just a Bangboo. In the end, the existence of intelligent machines is to be discarded in place of humans when danger arises. Take me, for example. Despite being an advanced model known as a 01NG6 criminal investigation automaton, I'm essentially just a Bangboo with more complex functionality. And regarding life and death, I believe Teddy and I are identical. Neither of us actually cling to it. I really didn't expect Holly to be so upset.
We humans haven't become that cruel.
A most interesting species indeed. Don't worry, Bangboo or automaton, we are not as fragile as humans. Today's investigation was very fruitful. With these leads, we can apply for an official search warrant from public security. If there's anything I need help with in the future, I'll be sure to contact you. I'll be leaving now.